Hello, I am Abigail Doust, and I am equipping you to be a world changer. And today I want to talk to you about our limits as people who care for other people. Here's the thing, you guys, we can't want it more than they do. We can't want it more than they do. I mean, sometimes we do. Sometimes we see how it will look on the other side of that hill, what it will look like when they finally come out of that valley. We know what is possible. We know what God could do. We know. And we have a vision and we're excited, and we can share bits of that when it's appropriate, but we can't want it more than they do. They have to want it as well. And that can be one of the most painful things to walk through. They also need to be ready to change. They need to be ready to change. And there is a change model. There are phases of change that people go through. They are in pre-contemplation, then they're contemplation, and then they're finally warming up to the idea of actually starting to take some steps. And if a person you are ministering to or coaching is not ready to change yet, there is nothing you can do to actually put them there. You know, you've heard the expression, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You cannot make a person change if they're not ready. So you have a choice to come alongside them and continue to be patient and walk with them until they're ready to change. Or you can push back just a little bit and say, hey, come back to me when you're ready, because I know this is hard and you're not ready yet. But people need to be ready to change. And the last thing I want to mention to you today is that you have limits. You have limits. You have limits of your time. You have limits of your energy. You have limits because of the other responsibilities in your life. And you have limits because you're not God. And that's good and it's okay. So I just finished a book called Leading on Empty, and it's about ministry leaders who are trying to lead when they are completely drained and have nothing left and are experiencing some ministry burnout. And he has a great analogy about a lady who works at a farm, and she's a farmer's market, and she sells tomatoes and corn and cheese and all these eggs, all these things that she has pulled and harvested and is ready for the day. And when they're out of something, sometimes people get a little mad. They're like, well, I came here for tomatoes and you're out. And she says, yes, come back tomorrow. Oh, but I wanted eggs. But the eggs are gone. The chickens only laid so many eggs, and everyone who came before you bought those. And so come back tomorrow is the answer. Come back tomorrow. And I want to encourage you as a ministry leader and as a coach that you will be restored of energy and time. And you have time tomorrow. You have time next week. But do not feel guilty about what you don't have time for or energy for now, because you're a finite person. So come back tomorrow. So I just want to remind you today, you can't want it more than they want it. They have to be ready to change, and it's okay to say come back tomorrow, because that's all I've got. You have finite limits to your time and energy, and those boundaries are really healthy. So let's let God be God, let's be us, and let's the people we're trying to help be them. And I hope this encourages you to walk along the process, trust the process as you go and as you care for others well.